everyone. We are back live at the 2022 VNEA World Pool Championships. We're at the Westgate Resort and Casino in the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. We got a barn burner of a match here. We got Team Bye Bye taking on Team Out of Shape. Team Bye Bye is from Texas. Team Out of Shape is from Indiana, and we're going to have to keep an eye on who's on which team. So it looks like both these players at the table right now, they are on Team Out of Shape. And I'll try to keep track of who's who over here. Unfortunately, with these massive tournaments, we can't know everybody. So it gets a little tricky trying to keep track of who's who, but I'll do the best I can. And we are live on Facebook and YouTube, everyone, if you'd like to join in on the chat room. I didn't get a chance to change that subscriber thing on the YouTube. I had to run and get something to eat. I was absolutely starving. But I will try to figure that out after this match. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of extra time. So it looks like we've got Team Out of Shape on the left table. That's table 2. And on the right-hand table, we've got Bye Bye. And if you're new to this VNEA format, it is 25 games, total points format. Each ball is worth 1 point, and the 8 ball is worth 3, for a total of 10 possible points per game. 25 game format, so as soon as the score is mathematically not able to come back, then the match will be over. Looks like they're calling a referee over on table 2 here. We got some fantastic referees in the building. Certified VNEA referees doing a fantastic job here, working long hours. Always good to call a referee on these shots just to make sure. I'm not sure what the discussion is here. Possibly he moved some balls by accident. And VNEA rules are cue ball only fouls. So if you happen to accidentally touch another ball on the table, it is your opponent's option to leave it where you moved it, or put it back where it was. And it looks like the discussion there was actually the 8 was made earlier, possibly on the break, and they didn't notice until they were a few shots in. And I think the referee made the correct call there. I think you just spot it and keep shooting. I don't think you restart the game or anything. Bank shot on this right table for the Texas team. Hit it a little wide. I thought it might be a re-rack of that game too, but I'm not 100% sure on all the rules. I kind of rely on the referees to hopefully make the correct calls, which they usually do. They are trained, certified referees. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Again, if you can do us a big favor, click that share button. That goes a long way to helping us keep these streams coming at you for free. And another way you can show your support is by getting involved in our Viewer Advantage sweepstakes, which I will flash up the poster for in between racks. So if you're new to Q Sports Live, you're listening to Ben Francis on the mic here. We're live at the 2022 VNEA World Pool Championships at the Westgate Resort and Casino in the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Super cool event. If you're a pool player and you haven't been to this event, you got to put it on the bucket list. This is Pool Players Paradise. 10 days of non-stop pool action. Plenty of different events to play, different divisions for each skill level. Men's and ladies divisions, seniors divisions. Different games, play 8 and 9 ball. Best tournament in the world, says John. I would have to agree. This is my favorite tournament in the whole world. And I've been to a few tournaments. I've been around the block a couple times in this pool game. Corey says, only a re-rack if the 8 would have come into play. Yeah, maybe that's the rule as well. Maybe that's the rule as well, if the 8 kind of was in the path of maybe where the cue ball had traveled. So games 1 and 2 here, and it looks like we've got team bye-bye on both tables. The Texas team is shooting on both tables, which is exactly what you want to see. Looks like eyeing up stripes here on the right-hand table. Playing the 14, trying to control the cue ball to stay on the 9, I believe. Maybe even sending it into the 9. Kind of a little stun shot. He'll just stun over there. Yeah, just like that. And that's beautifully played. Really good control there. And you'll all have to excuse me today as I won't know all the players' names, but I'll do my best and I'll know a handful of them. But I'm learning plenty more names. I've met a lot of great people already on this trip, made some new friends. Had a fantastic time, as always, hanging out with my friends, playing the game we all love, and hanging out with you guys on the stream. It's been a real pleasure being able to sit in, do the commentary, and try to keep you guys entertained as much as I can. We'll have Grant Zemp sitting in a little later on today. They're playing a match right now. They started at 2 o'clock, same round as this. Same men's intermediate 8-ball teams they're playing. And I just noticed something with the spelling on my scoreboard there. Let me just fix that quick. I like when things are correct, so to say. So I got pretty thin on that ball on the right-hand table and couldn't make it happen. So now we got out of shape on both tables. Looking at doing the work to get the first 2 games on the board. And 2 great shots there. So we got a 10-2 win on the left-hand table for out of shape. And that's going to put us to games 2 and 3. So you'll see on the right-hand side of your scoreboard, we have a couple of numbers over there. That is the game count. So which games they are currently playing. And that way we can get an idea when the match is close to over. We'll know, because we'll know what games they're on. And Nicholas, I'm not sure why you wouldn't bank that in the corner. I don't really see the shot. Can be a little tough to watch both tables and the comments and run the scoreboard and all that, but I'm sure If Nicholas saw the bank, it was probably the better option. The other thing is the camera angle here can be a little deceiving on a lot of these shots, so sometimes what we see isn't quite what they're seeing. But hopefully you guys are enjoying our split screen view here. And we got the cameras backed out a little so we can see some of the players a little more. Corey Parrish says, don't forget Oilers start play again tonight. I didn't forget. Go Avs. It's a bit of a tricky 8-ball here on the right-hand table. But I would suspect he would pot this. You do want to keep the cue ball away from that stripe. You don't want to give them any free points. And pretty clean strike there for a 10-6 win. That puts the first 2 games on the board for a team out of shape from Indiana. And that gets us to games 3 and 4. So while player on the left-hand table is contemplating what to do with ball in hand there, I will flash up our viewer advantage sweepstakes poster. Make sure you guys get in on this. A couple of great options there. The first ticket drawn will get their choice of one of those 2 beautiful cues. And the second ticket drawn will get the remaining cue. Both of them come with the Jacoby Ultra Shaft. And shipping is included anywhere in North America. And if you're outside North America, we'll figure out a deal on the shipping, split the cost, something like that. And you can purchase those tickets through our website, through the shop. Larry Harris on the Facebook asking where in Indiana are they from. I'm not sure, Larry. It doesn't show on the CompuSport bracket, and it doesn't show on the match sheet, but I can try to take a look here and we can see where they play. They play for Star Music LLC, so possibly you'll know where they're from by that. And Andy Carpenter wants to know how many tickets are you cutting it off at. We don't cut it off. So part of the legalities behind doing the sweepstakes is we cannot put a number of tickets. We can only put a start date and an end date. And Brian Pruis, correct. Just table 1 and 2 are streamed. No other tables are streaming this year. But we do have another camera that we can use to pan over to some other matches and sort of pan around this finals dome. And my dad, Dave Francis, in the Facebook chat. Always tuning in. Maybe you'll get to see us play a little in the team event. Our first match is at 7 o'clock this evening. Good chance they'll be putting us on a stream table at some point. Northwestern Indiana and southeastern Chicago, says Tony Zierman. Tough little shot on table 2 there on the left-hand side of our screen. He did well with it. That was a good, clean stroke there. He will have to figure out a plan for this 8-ball, and it might just be bank it. I tend to not love moving the balls if I don't have to. The bank is more predictable than the breakout, I find. And thank you, John and Corey. We'll stroke it. We won't poke it. Benny Mata in the YouTube wants to know what our team name is. Our team name is Barry's team, and that's paying homage to our old team captain who passed away a few years ago. Mr. Barry Hui. Mr. One Time himself. So you might see during our matches, we're going to have the the Barry Hui Calgary Flames jersey hanging on a chair, and nobody's allowed to sit in that chair. And Hui will be right there with us. Robbie Bowers wants to know who took Stephen Holem's spot. Nobody yet. Nobody yet. Mr. Holem's coming on down for the team event. He arrived last night. The thing was, he originally wasn't going to come play, and so we had Mark Vinogradov. But something came up for Mark, so he had to tag Steven in. And that's why we didn't get to see Steven in the singles, because he was too late to register for it. It was super short notice. And thank you, Benny Mata, in YouTube. Appreciate that. So it looks like we got out of shape on the table on the right. And we have bye-bye on the table on the left. I'm going to do my best to keep track of who's who here. It sure is a lot easier when they're wearing team shirts, right? Well, it looks like team bye-bye is all mostly in black shirts, other than this player on the left table here. He's in the blue shirt. And team out of shape is in mixed shirts. So maybe that'll help us keep track a little easier. If you guys are just tuning in, do me a favor, click that share button. Hit the thumbs up on the YouTube, which I will do as well right now. Great shot on the right-hand table there. This 8-ball for a 10-2 win. They're stacking up the wins already. Out to an early 20-point lead. So let me just mark that score. 2 for team by. Oh, no, got that wrong. Got that. Nope, I got that right. We're with it now. And this 8-ball for team bye-bye for their first win on the board. That's a 10-5 win. So that's going to get us to games 5 and 6, I believe. And here's that viewer advantage poster once again. $20 US dollars per package. So if you are email transferring in from Canada, keep in mind that is $26 Canadian per entry. No limit on the number of entries you can purchase. The more you buy, the better your chances of winning, of course. A draw date for that will be June 4th at the conclusion of play, or around the conclusion of play. Bruce Dellinger wants to know, are teams 4 or 5 people in Vegas? They are 5-player teams down here in Vegas. 5 players per team. So we got one of the players I know coming to the table on the right-hand side of our screen. We got Rick Stanley. Rick beat me in the 9-ball resurrection, then he won the thing. Guy Nicklin on the Facebook says, get some Albertans on the stream. Oh, I'm sure we'll have some Albertans. They tend to do okay at this event. So we'll probably see them playing near the end, in the finals and whatnot. Good shot from Rick there. What's he landed on, though? You hate to be shooting one of these stripes in the bottom left corner. Elevated over a ball is one of the hardest things to do in pool. But he is going to take that on. Let's see if he tries to develop this cluster here. He does just that. And he's landed not terribly. This can definitely work out. One good shape shot required from this 13 in the jaws to the closest stripe ball, the one he's queuing next to. And that should pretty much do it. Oh, and he played a really, really smart shot there. That was a little genius shot from Rick Stanley. Flicked off the side of that other ball to ensure he was getting shape. Very good shot. Hello, DKE0606 on the YouTube. And welcome everybody else tuning in. Appreciate you all joining us today and throughout the event. We still have 4 more days after today of non-stop action. Plenty of really great matches to come. I believe we have the Masters division coming up next. They begin play at 4:30. And if you guys want to follow along with the brackets, they are on CompuSport under the VNEA Las Vegas 2022 heading. And so I'm just going to take a look at the Masters 8-ball teams, and it does look like a couple of 4:30 matches. So we'll see if we get one of them on the stream. I would assume, since we've had a regular division match to start the day, then we've had a couple of intermediate matches. It would only make sense to have a Masters coming up next and showcase it all. And I assume we'll have some ladies matches coming on here possibly later on today, possibly tomorrow, but definitely eventually. And Desiree wants to know, is there other tables we show like 188? Unfortunately, it would be a very daunting task to stream all these tables. So we're just on table 1 and 2 for now. We may possibly do a roaming match at some point. I'm not sure if that'll be today or tomorrow, but I may try to figure that out. I'll get my cell phone out and I'll plug in my headset so it mutes the volume. And I'll get maybe even a little bit of commentary going. You never know. You never know. It'll just be the score updates that we'll have to keep in the comments once we do that, because we won't have a scoreboard on the roaming stream. But we also do have our PTZ camera, which is a pan tilt zoom camera, so we can work it around the room a little bit and give you guys a better look of this finals arena, also known as the finals dome. And if you guys happen to be in the area, definitely come check it out. They got lots of seating to watch these matches. Super cool little arena here. Jim Goldring on the YouTube says the Indiana team is from Gary, Indiana, Chicago area. Appreciate the info, sir. Oh, looks like we've got team out of shape on both of these tables right now. Looking really good on the right-hand table to put another win on the board. Oh, but he's extremely misplayed this ball, and he's fairly fortunate he didn't scratch there. So I wonder if that was just a little bit of adrenaline flowing there that made him slightly overhit it. Certainly some adrenaline flowing in these team events. The pressure is high in these events. So Rick Stanley gets back. 2 balls in the 8. He's going to open with this one down on the end rail, I believe, if you could see it. Possible the 8 is sort of in the way, so he's going to play the 11 first. Lots of low right spin, draw off the side rail. Something like that. Played to absolute perfection. And bye-byes from the DFW area. All right. So this is a bit of a steal from Team Bye-Bye. I think that game was not certain to be theirs. A 10-6 win for Team Bye-Bye. That's going to get us to game 6 and 7. As you'll see on the right side of your scoreboard there, we got a couple of numbers. That refers to the games that are in play right as we are watching. And if you're new to VNEA format, it is a total points format through 25 games, and when one team mathematically cannot come back, then the match is over. So that's why we're keeping track of the game count as well, so we can know when the match is close to over and how many points one team or the other needs to close it out. And our apologies for the bright light on the right-hand table. It's kind of, we're fighting with the lighting over the table as well as some pot lights that are high up on the ceiling. So that's what's making that bit of a glare there as the players come in front of the camera. Hopefully you're all enjoying our split screen view for the teams here. I think this is one of the coolest things that we do at Q Sports Live. Is this neat little split screen view for team play. Looks like Team Bye-Bye on the table on the left and breaking on the table on the right. Second ball break. I'm going to keep an eye on that today. Going to be very curious to see how the tables are breaking now that they're a little more worn in after the singles and scotch. Certainly they'll be breaking a little different, so I might have to dial in a second ball break just in case I need it. Always highly recommended to have multiple options for your break shot. Have a couple different ones that you can go to in case one or the other isn't working. And each table breaks different, so you can't expect that one break is going to work the entire event. Looks like he just got around that stripe on the left-hand table. This will be a 10-3 win for Bye-Bye. That's going to tighten this score right up. I'll put it to 42-44, and that'll get us to game 7 and 8. And about every 10 games, I'll do a score check just to make sure we're on track. Jonathan Dabbs on the Facebook wants to know what time is Grant playing and will it be on a stream table. They just started their match about half an hour ago, not on the stream table. But certainly if they keep winning, they'll be put over here eventually. So while the player on the right is just eyeing up what he's going to do there, I'll put up our viewer advantage poster again. Make sure you guys get in on this. Doing a little something different this time. Choices. So the first ticket drawn will get their choice of one of those two beautiful cues. And the second ticket drawn will get the remaining one. Pretty good shot on the right-hand table there to just keep this table contained. He has control being solids. More spam. There they are. I was waiting for them. I was waiting for them. So I didn't get a chance to change our settings to subscriber-only chat in between the last match and this one. I had to grab something to eat, but I will do that on the next, in between the next match. Hopefully I'll get a little time. I believe the next round of matches is scheduled for 4:30, and that's Pacific Standard Time. So depending how long this match goes, we may get a little break in order to get that done. But these guys did start about 10 minutes late, which is certainly not doing the tournament any favors. And hey, Joey Horn, tuning in on the Facebook. Appreciate everyone out there tuning in. If you can do us a big favor, click that share button. Let's get it out there. Plenty of fantastic pool to be played today. Jonathan's got a custom Jacoby coming. Jonathan Dabbs in the Facebook chat. You're going to love it. They do such great work. And Diane says, I hope Infamous 5 will be on stream when they start. Infamous 5 against Road Apples. That's going to be a real great match. A real great match. A couple of great players on both teams. Should be some fantastic pool being played today. If I was going to pick a match to put on the stream next, it would be that one. But there's so many good matches. It's hard to pick one. Mark Bierman on the Facebook says he's been here once. For all you pool players out there, if you've never been to this event, you gotta come check it out. Put it on the bucket list. Get out here. This is amazing. It's like pool player paradise or summer camp for adults. Pool playing adults. Just amazing to see. Over 300 tables in a venue is something for the eyes. And if you can't make it out, we try to do as much coverage as we can. So if you scroll back through our page a little bit to last night, you will see we did a little tour of the venue, of the tournament setup and some of the vendors and whatnot. So if you watch that, you can almost feel like you're here. Brian Kilpeck in the Facebook welcome. Should be a barn burner of a match, this one. I expect this to go real close. Trying to keep the balls contained over there on the right-hand table. Conceded ball in hand to just try to tie up the 5, but I don't think that's going to do him too many favors. There is a nice little shot here where maybe he can play the combination, the 5 onto the stripe, and put the cue ball up near the 2-12. That's going to solve the problem of the 5, and it's going to possibly even give him ball in hand again. Well, and he put the squeeze on him there. Good chance to maybe get a referee just to watch this shot, just in case. Lots of great certified referees in the area. Brian says he loves the Westgate. It is beautiful. I was super impressed with this venue. And it should be noted, I talked to Dick Spitzer, who is one of the VNEA staff that's been here for many, many years, and he said this is the nicest venue they've ever had in 41 years of this tournament. That's saying something. So I'm just trying to eyeball who's winning that game on the left-hand table. Looks like it's going to be Team Bye-Bye. Team Bye-Bye with the win over there. I believe that's a 10-1, it appears. Indeed, it is a 10-1. So let's mark that up in our score here. That's going to give them the first lead of the match. Expect to see a couple of score lead changes, I would imagine. Crispy with the crispy cut, yeah. Very nice. A slight chance on this right-hand table. He's got his balls out in the open now. I think this combo is dead. He's just trying to figure out where the 9's going to go when he plays it. He doesn't want to push it onto the top of the 8. Turn one problem into another. That's never good. Joey wants to know, how long is this tourney? It's a 10-day tournament, Joey. 10 days of pool paradise. And Tom Joyce wants to know if us guys at CSL IPL still trying to get sanctioned for VNEA. We're still trying to work them over, yeah. We're doing what we can to make sure players can get sanctioned for whatever events they want to play in. Try to get as many sanctioning bodies into that league as possible. VNEA is a tough cookie to crack, though, let me tell you. Yeah, Joey, I'm glad you enjoyed that tour video and hope to see you here next year. Certainly have to make it down here one year. Such a fun tournament. So much fun. Just a lot of really great people, and the VNEA does such a fantastic job of making the player experience very unique. And something that no other big tournaments do, so that's why I've always been a huge VNEA fan. I love the player experience. And we had the award ceremonies for the singles and the Scotch last night, also known as the opening ceremonies, also known as the Suds and Chips, also known as the Catalina wine mixer. And it was a fantastic time. Good vibes out there. The weather was beautiful. The music was great. The drinks were cold and the friends were plentiful. Leland on the Facebook wants to know, how does a person get to play in VNEA? You have to get a certain number of weeks played. Certain number of weeks played in a VNEA league. So you can go check out their website, vnea.com, and you should find all the info you're looking for on there. And Patrick Neal wants to know, what part of Texas is this team from? And somebody put that in the comments here. So I'm just going to scroll back on the Facebook and try to find it. They're from the DFW area. The DFW area, Patrick Neal. Oh, Rick looking good on that left-hand table till I almost ruined it for him. But he got away with it. He had a shot. He made a clean pot there, and he moved the cue ball nicely. This is exactly what you want to do in 8-ball. You kind of want to put the cue ball in positions where you have multiple options. Yeah, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Question on the YouTube. So are points based on the balls pocketed for the loser, and the winner gets 10? That's absolutely correct. 1 point for each ball, 3 points for the 8-ball, totals 10. And the loser of each game will get points based on how many balls they have down. So it looks like Rick's just waiting for gentleman on the right-hand table to play his shot before he can sneak in there and play his. He plays the bank and doesn't make it and puts the 9 in a really bad spot, but I don't think it's going to matter at this level. You pretty much expect these gentlemen to clean up from here. As we're watching Rick do on the left-hand table. Yeah, you like that, how Grant got the floor design to match too. Pretty good. He's pretty good at that. I'm a super fan of this split screen. I think it's really cool. Patrick wants to know, how would an early 8-ball be scored? Well, it'd be a loss for one player. So they would just get however many object balls they had down, and the other player would get 10 points. Well, looks like a nice little out there from Rick on table 2. It looks like a 10-2 win for Team Bye Bye. Starting to build the lead a little bit. Alicia Stanley in the house on the Facebook. Welcome. Certainly missed having you here this year, Alicia. So what do we got going on this right-hand table? Looks like he's eyeing up shooting the 3 next into the bottom right corner as we're looking at it on the screen. So does he just roll this in? And he wanted to leave a little angle on the 3, but I don't think he wanted this much. I think this makes the pot quite a bit tougher than if you were closer to straight in. See how he strokes it. He looks like he might draw around off 3 rails as well. I think that's the right play. He strokes it beautifully. What a fantastic shot that was. Team Bye Bye is picking up steam. They're starting to get in stroke. That's a 10-6. It's going to get us to 70-53 and get us to games 10 and 11. As you'll notice on the right-hand side of your scoreboard there, I'm keeping track of the game numbers that they are on so that we can get a feel for when the match is close to over. Oh, cue ball got kicked in the top left there. So while we're waiting for opponent to make some decisions over there, I'll put up the schedule of events so you guys can get an idea how long this tournament really is. 10 days of play. It's a long one. So much action. Suds and Chips mixer, banquet and awards at the end. Super cool player experience here at the VNEA. And you may have saw we had a little bit of a tour last night of the venue and we did a little bit of live video at the Suds and Chips. We will also be bringing you a little bit of coverage of the banquet at the end and give you guys the full player experience. So ball in hand on the left side table, and at this level, you really expect them to run out from ball in hand. You can't imagine them making a mistake and letting their opponent back. Good opening shot to slide over for the 5. That deals with, in my opinion, one of 2 problems. The other problem possibly being the 6. But the 4 ball's right next door to work that out. Shouldn't be a big issue. A 17-point lead for Bye Bye. It might look like a big lead, is a very, very small lead. 17 points. Especially at this level of play. 2 runouts and the other team has the lead again. And we might be seeing that exact thing happen. We got some Oilers fans in the house wearing their jerseys. Coming by and needling us, of course, because the Flames lost to them. Yeah, Blake Holmes on the Facebook says he sure loves the black cat tables too, the valleys with flush corners. Flat cats, they call these. The flat cat valleys. Huge shout out to Shannon at High Country Promotions, Shannon Benson and his company. They do a fantastic job of keeping these tables in really great shape. And they do an awesome job of the setup here. A lot of work goes into setting up this many tables, let me tell you. That is a task. That's right, Diane. Go Avs. Blake says, I have to say the point system of scoring really rewards the run-out game. Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of the points format. I think it rewards the aggressive play, which is what you want to see in this game. You want to see aggressive play where they're breaking out balls and they're running racks, and that's a little more exciting than tying up balls and winning games 10-6, 10-7. In this format, you get rewarded for going for the hero runouts. Super fun to watch. Super fun to play as well. On the YouTube, they say if they're in great shape, that's nothing like League. Yeah, it just really depends where you go, of course. I know certain tables in Calgary aren't in that great a shape either, but when you come on down to Vegas, these tables are fantastic. They're in really good shape. New cloth, bouncy rails, super clean tables. The balls are really great. They're all really nice set of balls, super clean. And it's a real treat to play on these tables every year when we come down here. It really is. Beautiful flat Cat Valley tables. So what are we eyeing up here on the left-hand table? Looks like he's put himself in a bit of a pickle over there. On the right-hand table, it's actually looking great to complete this run out. I think the 3 will go off of that ball into the side, and that makes it a way bigger pocket. Almost unmissable. That also helps so that he can maybe hit the ball a little more firm to get the cue ball out for the 8. And he got there, and that's a fantastic shot, and this is for a 10-1 win. And that's going to claw them right back into this match in a hurry. Beautiful little out there from Out of Shape. That's going to get us to games 11 and 12. And so I am going to go check the score and the game number. I'll be right back. I'm on the ball today. I'm nailing it. Haven't got a score wrong yet. Haven't got the game number wrong yet. Maybe I'm more awake than I thought I was after all. I had a delicious chicken Caesar salad, and that definitely did the trick momentarily. But I assume when Grant has done his match, because I believe if they win, they don't play again until something like 9 o'clock. So I think he'll probably come over, sit and do some commentary with you guys, at which point I'll maybe go have a little dinner, lunch/dinner, get cleaned up and ready for the team match. And it looks like a 10-5 win for Bye-Bye, so they stopped the bleeding a little bit there. That's going to get us to games 12 and 13. And I'll put up this viewer advantage poster for you guys while we're waiting for the player on the right-hand table to make a plan over there. It's the Q Sports Live Viewer Advantage Sweepstakes. And we appreciate all the support, you guys. Everybody tuning in, sharing the stream, purchasing the viewer advantage sweepstakes. They all go a long way to helping us keep these streams free, which they always will be. David Wilson has checked the bracket because he is the bracket master, David Wilson. And he says 9:30 for Grant's team if they win. 9:30. Joey wants to know, what teams are y'all playing on? I'm playing on Barry's team in the Masters division, going for the 4-peat, Joey. We going for the 4-peat. Never been done. And it's the final hurrah. A couple of the boys are going to try to make it on the big stage. So it is the final hurrah. And our first match isn't until 7 o'clock this evening. We got the bye first round. So 7 p.m. will be our first match. And it looks like we're going to be playing a team named Bullseye's Pitbulls from, I believe, Wisconsin. I believe that's Nathan Mintham's team. Cue It Up podcast. I think they won this event last year, but we weren't here, so it doesn't count. Only kidding. Anytime you win this event, you're doing something really great. This is the World Championships, the World Pool Championships. Pretty cool to be able to call yourself a world champion in anything. Les Kaplan's asking, Stephen and Eric moving up, Ben. That's correct. Stephen, Eric, and Joseph Spence as well. Moving on up to the big stage. They're going to start doing some more traveling, getting out to some more big pro events, at which point I'll probably follow along shortly after. I just need to find some spare time, you know? Too many other responsibilities. And of course, I got the young boy, so I hate being away from home for too long, because you never get that time back. And they only get to be young once, but pool is always around. That's my theory, anywho, for what it's worth. So we got team bye-bye on both tables here. And when you're playing these team events, that's exactly what you want to see. Regardless of what the tables look like, you just want to see your players shooting. That's a good sign. That usually means you're winning. You're doing good things. Rick with the power draw. It looks like he's landed pretty good down here on this 3-ball, with angle to go into the 4-8 to open that up. Does he get past the 4 to have a shot? On the 2, I don't think so. He's trying to see if that 4 will go up in that top left by that stripe's got to be real tight. Forgot about Joe. Yeah, he's a super player. Oh, look at, speaking of super players, look at that little shot from Rick Stanley. Beautiful little masse shot there. He made that look way easier than it was. And he held the cue ball nice for position. Just slides over for this other solid ball. Shape the 8, take the 10-0 win. And yeah, as Les says there, family's got to come first, of course. Absolutely, family and responsibilities first. Pool when there's time. Oh, beautiful little out from Rick over there on table 2. What a super out that was. If I was his teammates, I'd be clapping, high-fiving that out. Make sure he knows how big that one was. Really nice work there. Just a little side note about Rick Stanley. When I first met him, he got second place in the intermediate singles to one of my good friends. That's Greg Cairns, pulled off the double dip. That was my first time meeting Rick Stanley. Fantastic player. Since then, His game has steadily improved. Yeah, you wait till our match plays. We like to make some noise. We like to hoot and holler and get the energy high and make sure everybody knows what we're doing. I think that's super important part of team play is keeping that energy up. So we'll be like high-fiving and we'll be yelling one times, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. This match is only 23-point difference, which is not a lot in this format. That can change real quick. As we can see over there on the right-hand table, looks like he's missed a ball and he's sold it out. Just needs to shoot this ball on the side and roll up for... Oh, he's shooting low ball. So shoot the 1, then the 3, I believe. He wanted to angle on the 3 to try to develop the 4 that's near the 8, the purple 4. And I don't think he's got enough angle. So he may choose to try to get an angle on the 7 in order to come into these balls. It looks like he's going forward. He's elevated, so it's tough to get enough topspin here without a force following. He did pretty well there to give that a ride. He's going to get another chance right here. Diane Vaughn wants to know, how much did the Jack Jill pay out? It paid out $800 US for the team, so $400 each. A gold Charlie and a nice jacket, winner's jacket. It's all about the Charlie for me and the experience. Super fun playing with Tony. And how good is that girl? She stormed through the B side and won the singles 8-ball as well. So how does that tell you about how she's playing? Pretty good when you can win the Open Ladies 8-ball and the Masters in the same year. I wonder if it's ever been done. I'm very curious if anyone's ever done that at this event. I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably not. Just to win 2 events is hard enough, let alone 2 events that are 2 divisions apart. So a huge congratulations, Tony Sakamoto. Fantastic tournament. And it was a real pleasure getting to play the Scotch with her. Couldn't have had a better partner. And we got to go up on stage last night, take a little picture. It was pretty crammed up there, so I would imagine it wasn't the best of pictures. Looks like maybe a safety shot here. No, he went for the bank in the side. And he's missed it, so bit of a fortunate occurrence for Team Bye-Bye. They got back to this table. I believe all he has to do is roll this ball, and he may stun follow it a bit. Doesn't want to be shooting over top of this 4, but he's going to be. And I don't think it's that much of an issue because he doesn't need to play shape on the 8. If he needed to play shape on the 8 from here, shooting over a ball might be an issue. All he has to do is roll this in. The 8's over the pocket. And I like what he's doing here. He was uncomfortable, so he stood up, reset, did a lap around the table. And that shows some real experience there. Very smart to do that, but it's not easy to do that. Sometimes you're down on the ball and you're uncomfortable and you just hit it anyway. I know personally I've done that more times than I can count. I don't have nearly enough fingers to count those. That's a 10-16 Bye-Bye. That gets them over the 100-point mark. And opens up their lead a little more. That gets us to games 14 and 15. So the end of the 3rd round here. 5-round format. 25 games, total points. When one team can no longer mathematically come back, the match will be over. And right now they have a 27-point lead. Oh, and I didn't see what happened on the other table. Was daydreaming. Let's find out. I will check the score quick. That was a big old 10-0 for Team Bye-Bye over there, so they've opened up this lead quite a bit more. And they're over there having a great time playing some real good pool. That gets us to games 15 and 16. We got the spam bots back in the YouTube chat. Let me just deal with them real quick. Get them out of there. In between matches, I am going to try to figure out that subscriber thing on the YouTube so we can get rid of those spam bots. I'm getting tired of them. I'm not going to lie. So Patrick Neal's got a question in the YouTube. He says, Ben, when the new room is set up at CSL headquarters, will there be a trophy display for all your Charlies? All 3 of them. I only have 3 of them. I have 2 from the team events. The team I'm on has won this event 3 years in a row, but I was not on the team the first year, unfortunately. But I have been on the team the next 2 years. So I have those 2 Charlies, and I've got the Scotch doubles one that I picked up last night. Hoping to get one more in the team event here. I have some other awards, some other trophies. I kind of have them displayed at my house a little bit. Try not to be too vain, you know, but I like to look at them and remind myself that I play good pool sometimes. Sometimes before I come to a big tournament, I just look at them all and just try to reminisce about how I played, you know. Yeah, the practice room says I could do it while I'm live, but he imagines I'm pretty busy. Yeah, it's a little tough to watch both tables, keep track of the comments, try to track the score. And Blake Holmes on the Facebook wants to know who my partner was. My partner was Tony Sakamoto. And let me tell you, she played absolutely unreal pool this week. She played super jam up. Stormed through the B-side in the singles, beating players 4-0, 4-1. The entire way until the final, when she won the first set 4-3. And that was the most games anybody ever got. She won the second set 4-1 and closed it out to take home the title and all the prize money. And another Charlie. She's flying out. She flew out this morning. 2 gold Charlies. Oh, and thank you, Rod Zen, in the Facebook. Very kind words, sir. I've definitely poured a lot of my heart and soul into this game. A lot of it. Unfortunately, leading up to this event, I didn't quite get to practice as much as I wanted to. Things were just really, really busy. So unfortunately, I didn't get to put in the amount of hours I wanted to, and that may have affected my play in the singles a little bit. I bubbled both events, bubbled the money, which isn't the worst. I mean, I outplayed a lot of really good players. I had some fantastic matches. I had some not fantastic matches. But the nice thing is all the players I lost to, they're all really, really good players, so there's no shame in losing. No shame in losing to good players. Good shot on the right-hand table there. Really nice control to hold that cue ball for the 7. That was not easy. Oh, and they're stacking up the runouts now. Look at this. It's a 10. Let's count the balls here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 10-1 over there for Team Bye Bye. They're really starting to open up this lead. Stacking up the runouts. That's going to get us to games 16 and 17. Oh, and a nice little out on the right-hand table there keeps them in the match. That's a 10-2 over there. And they really needed that. They didn't want to let this Team Bye Bye stretch that lead too much, or this could be over in a real hurry. So while we're waiting for them to break on that table, I'll put up our viewer advantage poster again, guys. If you'd like to support what we do here at Q Sports Live, this is a great way to show us some support, as well as give yourself a chance to win some cool stuff. And we always do different kind of stuff, so this one is completely new for us. The first ticket drawn will get their choice of one of those 2 beautiful custom Jacoby cues. The second ticket drawn will get the remaining cue. Both cues come with the Jacoby Ultra shaft, and shipping is included anywhere in North America. And the practice room on YouTube wants to know, is someone handling your shipping while you guys are in Vegas, or is it on hold until you get back? Who's shipping? I don't think we're shipping anything right now. Not as far as Q Sports Live goes. I don't think we have anything to ship while we're down here. Sal Para, hopefully I pronounced that correct, on the Facebook wants to know the time of the next games of winner/loser of this match. I can check that out on the CompuSport bracket for you right here. If you guys want to follow along with the brackets or search your favorite players, favorite teams, the brackets are on CompuSport under the heading VNEA Las Vegas 2022. So the winner of this match will play at 9:30, and it appears the loser will play at 7 o'clock. 7 p.m. And super cool CompuSport is, you can go on there and you can click the search button and you can search a player's name, you can search a team name, or you can just go to the bracket links and check out all the different brackets. Really nice break on the right-hand table there. I liked that. He didn't overpower it. He hit it nice and square. He made a ball. He got a good spread. He didn't need to do more than that. And Rick Stanley looking great on the left-hand table to put up another run out on the board. These boys just be running racks now. I think the morning pool is over. The 626 cloth is what the practice room is referring to. I'm not sure, but I can look into that for you. I'm not sure if maybe Steph is shipping stuff while we're away. It is possible. Beautiful little out there from Rick. And you can see he goes to work quick, so he's a fun player to watch. Also a pleasure to play against. Certainly does not hang around and torture you more than he needs to. I super enjoy playing fast players. 10, oh, there is a big one. So let's see what they need here now that we're on to games 18 and 19. So we got 7 games left. And the lead is 48 points. So they're getting close to finishing this one off. Couple of more wins and it's over. And they are shooting on the right-hand table, team bye-bye. So that's a really good sign for them. Our apologies for the glare on that right-hand camera, as well as a little bit of glare on the left-hand one when the players are in front of it. We're kind of battling the lighting in here, as well as As well as the table lights, it's the pot lights that are on the roof. So it's a little bit tricky to get super high quality video when we're at the mercy of the lights. He got pretty unlucky there on that right-hand table that he didn't keep that 6 in the open. He went into the 4 to break the 4, but the 6 tied up. And his opponent comes over like, you're not going to try to shoot that, are you? No chance. No chance, he says. So he's going to cut the 4 with super inside spin. Lots of right spin. Try to send the cue ball into the stripe and the green 6 to open up that green 6. That's right, Guy Nicklin. I do enjoy commentating your games because you shoot quick. And you're not afraid to move the cue ball, that's for sure. Well, he got the 6 out, but he is way on the wrong side of this. Looks like maybe that's the 4 ball down table there, possibly the 2. Looks like the 2. So look at this window he's trying to pick with the cue ball. And that window as well. 2 little windows. Guy Nicklin on the Facebook says he likes rewatching the Westerns videos where I say the Nicklin boys get to work. They sure do. They play quick, them Nicklin boys. Andrew and Guy. Guy Ginger Snap Nicklin. Low left spin in between 2 windows here. This is a tricky little shot to execute. The 8 ball was really big ball there for sure. Because you have to put most of your effort into getting through the first window. Because if you don't get through the first window, then the second window don't matter. And I think that's what we saw there was he got through the first window, but it required a certain amount of spin, and that took away from getting through the second window. And now his options are super, super limited. I don't know if he can see any of the 6. Well, he can, but it doesn't do him much good. This might be a kick shot. He might need to kick this ball in somehow. And that's what he's looking at over there. He's looking at a point on the rail where he wants to hit the cue ball, and then he's going to have to spin it over there a little bit. It's going to require a little left spin. And try to cut that ball in. And you can't give up on these shots, because if you play enough pool, you're going to kick these in sometimes. So you might as well give it the full effort and see if you can kick it in right now. This would be a good time to do it. So fire up your team. Well, he's slightly elevated too, so this is really difficult. This takes a lot of left spin. He's massing it a touch to get the proper amount of left spin off that rail. Really close, really good effort there. Super effort. And he's done something great, which is put the ball near the hole. So you put a little pressure on your opponent here. They got kind of nowhere to run and hide. They got to do the work. They got to run the rack. There's nowhere to get safe here. Diane Vaughn wants to know, does the Jack and Jill go by combined Fargo rate? And is there a handicap? No. Nope. Purely just VNEA rankings. So in VNEA, kind of start in the open, and you have to prove your skill. So when you cash in the open, you move up to intermediate. When you cash in the intermediate, you move up to the Masters. So it was super nice of Tony to play the Scotch with me because she was open ranked. She could have tried to find an open partner and play in the open, but she didn't. She played the Masters with me, and I'm forever grateful. Yeah, Guy Nicklin, that's right. I've placed a couple of times. The team event obviously keeps me ranked for a while. The singles events, I cashed in both last time I was here in the Masters. In the 8-ball and 9-ball singles, I made the cash in both. So that'll keep me ranked as well for a little bit. And Samir, good question on the Facebook. That is correct. You got it correct. So it looks like team out of shape. Gonna maybe claw a couple of points back here, but they need bigger wins than 10-6. They're gonna need to win by more than 4 points. Diane Vaughn, no, they paid out top 4, I believe. Maybe 5th, 6th. No, I think they only paid 4 spots. All right, 10-6 win over there for team out of shape. That's going to get us to games 19 and 20. And getting down near the end of it here, folks. Make sure you click that share button for us. We still got plenty of great matches to come today. Next round of play is going to be at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's in about an hour from now. And I am just going to check the brackets. If you guys want to follow along the brackets, they're on CompuSport under the heading VNEA Las Vegas 2022. So I'm just going to pull up the Masters bracket. And we'll see if they've scheduled a match on these tables yet, which does... It looks like they have. So we're going to have Winning Stroke from Quebec taking on Strokers from, I believe, Ontario. It looks like that will be the match. And indeed, a good match that will be. Some fantastic players on both teams. So actually, that match is going to include the winner playing the runner-up of the intermediate singles. Stu McTaggart pulled off the double dip against Tommy Kayer. So what a draw that is, right? Great stuff. That'll be exciting to watch. Should be a fabulous match in the Masters Men's Open 8-ball teams. Triple elimination format in the intermediate and the Masters division. They used to do a round robin, but it didn't work out very well, so they've switched it to triple elimination, and I quite enjoy the format. That being said, our Masters team has not had to use any one of those lives in the last few years. We've gone undefeated the previous 3 years that we played. Of course, last year we couldn't make it. Derek Moore says you'll play either one of them for 25 cents. So we've got Team Bye-Bye at the table on the left. And they can start to look at the score here and figure out how many balls they need and just start chipping away at the number of balls needed. So once you've figured out how many balls you need to win the match, it's important to not go crazy and start trying to run racks and take a bunch of risks. It's more about shooting the balls that are in the open, getting the guaranteed points. Oh, Wes, we've had a couple of scares. Somehow always came out on the winning end of it, but in 2019, the first 3 matches we played went to the 25th game. And we snuck by through the hair on our chinny chin chins. And then the A-side final, we put a real beating on that team. That was the best match we've probably ever played together as a team. And we played some really, really fantastic pool in that A-side final. in 2019. We're really looking forward to playing again. And we missed out the last couple of years because of the pandemic, so we're super happy to be back. Thrilled to be giving it another shot. And I've been having a fantastic time here in Vegas with all my friends, playing the game I love, getting to sit in with all of you great fans out there in the comments, keeping us entertained. Look out, cue ball. Ooh, dangerously close to the side pocket. Nonetheless, a really good shot. So I think, what do we have here? We have a 44-point advantage for Team Bye-Bye. And so a couple of wins. They're shooting both tables. A couple of wins is going to finish this match off. Yeah, D. Moore, we wish you were here with us too, pal. Maybe next year, you know. Get you sitting in on the commentary, helping us out a little. We can certainly use the help. 16 balls, 6 games. That's right. That is correct. Derek Moore doing the math for us there in the Facebook. 16 balls they need in 6 games, and they just got 10 right there. So let's see if they can close it out. We're on to games 20 and 21. "17 points, Derek says. Oh, you're fired, sir." Just kidding. Just kidding. Certainly a win on this right-hand table will close out this match. Certainly will. So he just needs a few more balls here to close this out. A couple more in the 8. If Rick Stanley makes some balls on this break, it's certainly over. But if he comes up dry, I've seen crazier things happen. I've seen crazier comebacks. Team Bye-Bye, they came to play today. Oh, he did make a ball on that left-hand table. I didn't see one go. And I believe this match is officially over. This 8-ball will certainly seal it. Rick's just playing speed pool over there because he knows it's done. He knows these balls that he's shooting in don't matter. Brian Pruis wants to know, after this match, could you move camera to 3 and 4? What I will do is I will move our PTZ over there for a few minutes. Just for a few minutes, because I do have some work I got to catch up on. But first, congratulations to Team Bye-Bye from Texas. They played a really fantastic match. They're running lots of racks. And they look like they're ready to play in this team event. Team Out of Shape will head on over to the 1-loss side and try to grind their way back into this match. Our next match on these stream tables will be in 1 hour's time. That'll be at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. And make sure, if you guys haven't already, head on over to our YouTube, subscribe with the bell. And if you can like and follow our Facebook as well, that would do us a huge favor. Greatly appreciated. And another way you can show us some support for what we do here, if you like what we do at Q Sports Live, is by buying into our Viewer Advantage sweepstakes. Great way to show the support, while also giving yourself a chance to win some cool little prizes. So the first ticket drawn for this one will get the choice of those 2 cues. The second ticket drawn will get the remaining cue. So let's just pan this camera over a little here. I'll zoom it out a touch. And we'll let Brian Pruis watch. I assume he's related to Tanner Pruis, who is over there playing on table 3 and 4. This is table 3 and 4 over here. We got a veteran in the house too. Came out to cheer on his friends. So here you go, Brian Pruis. Alicia, if you're still watching, Rick says he'll call you in a second. Alicia Stanley, paging Alicia Stanley. So I'll leave you guys on this view for just a few minutes. I know Brian would love to watch this whole match. But unfortunately, Brian, I got some work I got to catch up on, and we've got to get ready for the next feature match on the stream tables, which will be in an hour's time. But I will leave this over here for a few minutes. I assume that match is probably getting down near the end as well. So possibly we'll just watch these 2 games and see if that will end it. Joe on the YouTube wants to know how many tickets will be sold. Part of the legalities behind our sweepstakes is that we cannot put a specific number of tickets. We can only put a starting date and an end date for the draw. Oh, John would love to watch it all too. Well, I'll leave it over here for a little bit, guys. I'll hang out with you for a few more minutes. I got no big rush. I got nowhere to be. And Garrett Davis on the YouTube says, much respect to the vet there. Thanks to him for his service. Absolutely. Absolutely. Looks like a Scottish gentleman. He's wearing the kilt. Pretty cool. My heritage is Scottish as well, British and Scottish, so. Pretty fancy watch that gentleman has there. Beautiful piece. Beautiful piece. So let's see, who do we got over here? We got, looks like Tom Thompson on the right-hand table. What's he doing over there? Look at this little cut shot. Did he make it? Unbelievable shot, and he was in on the 8, straight in the side. He's going. Yep, that's perfect. Great matchup here. Both these teams full of superstars, full of talent. Really good teams. I'm very curious how close this match is. I would imagine it has to be very, very close. And if you guys are just tuning in, we just panned the camera over to these 2 tables just at the request of the fans. So that's why you don't see a scoreboard up there or any of our usual logos and such. So we're just going to watch this match for a little while, and then we have the next feature matchup on tables 1 and 2 coming at 4:30. And Chad Cunningham saying on the YouTube, why not just leave the stream run? Minnesota team is playing. Yeah, well, unfortunately, we can't just leave it running, but I'll hang out with you guys for a little bit longer. It sounds like we got a lot of players that want to watch this match, so I think after Rob Matson cleans up these couple of balls, I'll even go check the score for you guys. And yeah, Ken Nash on the left there. I know most of these gentlemen pretty well. I've traveled a little bit down to Montana and played a handful of them a couple of times. And Other tournaments like the Forebears in North Dakota. Oh, good shot from Rob Matson there. So I'm just going to jump off for a second and check the score. Joey Horn, we're Pacific Standard Time. I think I keep including that. Sometimes I might forget it. 4:30 is the next match, Pacific Standard Time. That's in an hour from now. So I'm just going to check the score. I'll be right back. Well, there you have it, folks. My timing was absolutely terrible. I went over there to check the score just as they were making the winning ball. So what I can do for you folks is I will actually zoom this out a touch so you guys can get a view of the entire arena here. And excuse my choppy camera work here. But you can see we've got this beautiful seating area in the background where the fans can watch the matches. We've got 8 tables in the finals dome here. And you can see the cool little banners up there. World Pool Championships. All right, everyone. So the next match will be 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's in a little under an hour's time. If you guys haven't already, make sure you like and follow our Facebook, subscribe on our YouTube channel. I'll leave you with this viewer advantage poster. Make sure you guys get in on this draw. We're going to draw a couple of lucky winners on June 4th, Saturday at the conclusion of play. And thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. We will be back shortly. Don't go far.